the heaviness of unforgiveness. The afternoon sun painted golden streaks across the wooden floors of the temple, casting long shadows as the wind carried the distant scent of pine and incense. The soft rustling of leaves outside was the only sound filling the space. Yet André was unsettled. He sat with his back stiff, hands clenched in his lap, eyes fixed on the ground. Across from him, Master Ryo remained still, his presence as calm as the mountains beyond the temple walls. "Master, I don't know how to stop carrying this," André finally admitted, his voice strained. "I try to move on, but the memories pull me back. Every time I think I've let go, the pain returns, just as sharp as before. It's like I'm trapped in it, living it over and over again." Master Ryo nodded, his gaze filled with understanding. "The rehearsal in unforgiveness becomes the practice in suffering until it becomes your master," he said. "Each time you revisit the pain, each time you replay the past, you are strengthening its hold on you. You are practicing suffering, not healing. And anything practiced long enough becomes your prison. It becomes who you are. And your view of the world is seen through the bars of your prison." André exhaled sharply, frustration tightening in his chest. "But how can I just forget it? How do I pretend it didn't happen?" Master Ryo shook his head. "Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean saying what happened was right. It simply means you have decided not to be chained to it any longer. You are not erasing the past. You are freeing yourself from its grip on your present." "I don't know if I can." André looked into the compassion of Master Ryo's eyes. "It's not fair. If I forgive them, it feels like him saying it was okay. Like him giving them permission to hurt me again." Master Ryo studied him for a moment before speaking. "The past is harder to let go of when it is dressed up with the illusion that we are still living there," he said. "But you are not there anymore, André. The moment has passed. The only place it exists is in your mind, and yet you visit it as if it is still happening. Why?" André held his breath that caught in his throat. He hadn't thought of it that way before. "Because it still hurts," he admitted, "and there is no justice." Master Ryo leaned forward, his voice gentle but unwavering. "We are so good at convincing ourselves to hold on to the resentment, to try and find closure, and to search for a reason to explain why they did what they did. But you get stuck in the resentment and unforgiveness that surround the hurt and pain. You seek to find control, but all you are doing is protecting that pain by the resentment that surrounds it. You are worth more than the pain you hold. But what if I forgive them, and they never even feel sorry? What if they never change?" Master Ryo held his gaze. "Forgiveness is not about them. It is about you. It is about reclaiming your own peace, your own worth. You do not forgive to set them free. You forgive to set yourself free. Because you are worth more than this burden you have been carrying." A silence stretched between them, but it was not empty. It was full of something unspoken, something André had been afraid to face. "But what if they hurt me again? What if I forgive them and they do the same thing?" Master Ryo's eyes were steady. "The only person you can control is yourself. Forgiving them does not mean inviting them back into your life or allowing them to harm you again. It simply means you are freeing yourself from the chains you have put on you. You deserve peace, André." "I don't know how to let go," he finally said. Master Ryo nodded. "Stop drinking the poison of unforgiveness and expecting the other person to pay the price. Forgiveness is a reflection of being kind enough to yourself to move on. Give yourself permission to move on." The words settled over André like a warm breeze, seeping into the cracks he had kept sealed for so long. For the first time, he saw the choice before him, not as something impossible, but as something within his reach. He had been waiting for an apology that would never come, for justice that may never arrive, for time to make the pain disappear. But none of those things would set him free. Only he could do that. And for the first time, he wanted to. He took a slow, steady breath, and in that moment, something loosened in his chest. It was not everything. It was not complete. But it was a beginning. And that was enough.